Afternoon.
Todd, I've got a question for you. It's a stats question, but stats don't have context, is what I'm asking. Sunday, Bryce Young, he struggled against your man defense. He had a problem. Against your zone, not so much. Did he do something that surprised you, or was there any reason that maybe you didn't go more man, or was that all situational?
It was all situational. We played quite a bit of man, but we can't play man all game. We got to get to the quarterback. He's very athletic using his feet with a four-man rush. He kind of got away from our bigger guys and bought some time for himself, so it's a credit to him.
Todd, at what point of this year did you see Bucky and say, he's going to be something special?
You saw flashes every week. You saw what he was. Just wanted to make sure he was durable and did the right things. And you knew in college he could make the first guy miss. It's just a matter of adjusting to the pro game, and he seemed to adjust fine.
Exceeded your expectations at this point, or?
No, he's exactly what I expected him to be. I mean, he was a great player coming out. We thought he could be a great player.
What do you think of Brock Bowers coming out of the draft, Todd, and has he certainly fulfilled or even exceeded your expectations?
I thought he was one of the best tight ends. He's one of the best tight ends coming out in a long time, not just this draft, but in a long time. He's living up to expectations. He can play wide out. He can play tight end. He can do some fullback. He can run jet sweeps. They do a lot of things with him, and he's a very talented guy.
As a route runner, is that
he's a very good route runner. He's a very good route runner, but he can power you. He can finesse you. Whatever the situation allows, he can get it done.
What was the most impressive part about particularly Liam's play calling in the fourth quarter against the Panthers? It really seemed like you guys were able to get the ground game going and get some of those really long runs that maybe were harder to come by earlier in the game.
Just staying with the run game in the fourth quarter, even when we were down and we were tied, just staying with the run game and making sure that worked and getting yards that way was the most impressive thing.
And from a defensive, play calling perspective, obviously, I know that you and him talk a lot. Just what makes some of countering, I guess, some of his play calls such a challenge? It seems like he's really kind of finding his groove.
I mean, they game plan every week. It does. That's emotion is challenging. The offensive line is challenging. The running backs make it challenging. I mean, and the wideouts as well. So you got some talent out there and some pieces to do some different things and kind of keeping everybody off balance.
Coach, you made a change at punter again. It's your third punter this season. How disruptive is that? What have you found? What have you seen from Browning? Will he be the holder as well?
He's had a couple good weeks punting the football. I think he's really got a lot of talent. He's got a lot of talent. He can boom it and he can place it where it needs to be placed. Gil had a bad game. I mean, it was a bad game. It could have cost us. We're trying to find stability there, and hopefully he can get it done.
Would he hold it?
Right now, yes.
The Raiders have used a few cornerbacks this year. But after Gardner Minshew was injured, now taking O'Connell. When you look at that tape, what really sticks out to you about his game and how he plays?
Just seeing him early on, he goes through his progression reads very well. He's a very smart quarterback. He's a very tough quarterback. He can see pressure coming. He knows when to get rid of the ball. He's a very intelligent guy, and he places it where it needs to be.
Any update on the progress of Tyke Smith?
Not at this time.
Todd, Bucky had gotten the hip injury on that kickoff right before halftime, and you guys have kind of used him sparingly there. Was that one of those where you want to try and go for something more, take a shot when you have one play like that before halftime? Why was he in there?
Well, he's a heck of a kick returner. He's one of our best kick returners, and he's been back there all year, so he's in there because he's one of our best guys.
Has there been any thought to limiting his usage and kick returns now that it seems like his touches have increased on the offensive side?
If you get that kind of touches, you don't know it's week to week. We'll see.
Todd, the team brought back two familiar faces at secondary, and Kayvon Merriweather and Ryan Neal. What was the thought process about bringing them back into the fold?
Well, you don't have time to bring in a new guy and break him in and learn everything you need to learn. So those guys have been in the system. They understand it well. And having Mike and Jordan go down, you need guys that can come in and play from a mental standpoint as well as a physical standpoint. And those two fit the bill.
When you look at Mike Edwards, how is he progressing from his injury?
I mean, it's early. He got a hamstring strain. We'll see. It'll be day by day for him.
Baker in the offense probably struggled as much as you have this year in the first half. Second half was a different story. What was going on there in that first half? I know he got injured there briefly. And what did you see after that made him come alive?
I think we struggled in the red zone, missed assignments there. We turned it over twice, and then we shot ourselves in the foot with some penalties. That doesn't make for a good first half. Him getting hurt probably calmed him down and got him back refocused and recalibrated, and he came back and he played a heck of a game coming back for us.
In your defense, takeaways, turnovers, obviously are a big part of things. You guys haven't had an interception since week 6 since New Orleans. Las Vegas comes in last in the NFL in turnover margin. Could this be a get right week, a week that those start to come back to the defense?
We want every week to be a get right week. It's no matter whether it's the Raiders or whoever's coming in here. We got to get turnovers every ball game. So we preach it, we practice it. We've dropped a few. We haven't got a few. We got to get more.
I know today was a walkthrough, but would Baker have been able to practice today?
He would have been full.
Max Crosby's the lead pass rusher, obviously, in this league. You face him every week. But what makes Max so difficult to defend, and what do you have to do in order to keep him off your quarterback?
He's got the full gamut. I mean, he's smart, he's tough, he's long, he's quick, he's got pass rush moves, he's got an arsenal that you wouldn't believe. He's got a live motor that goes for 4 quarters, and he's beating singles, he's beating chips, he's beating doubles. So you're not going to do anything new. You just got to fight him for 4 quarters and win your share of battles and try to keep him off the quarterback. He's a great player.
How did Tristan look last week, despite not, having the leg brace and just a couple weeks after that sprain?
He played well. I mean, he played well for Tristan on 1 leg. He's probably better than most on 2 legs. So, he played well. He focused, he locked in, and he's a tough guy. He's a really tough guy.
The NFL practice schedules have changed quite a bit since your playing days. Do you like the way the structure is now with a lot of walkthroughs late in the season, and what benefits have you seen versus what it used to be?
I mean, other than keeping everybody healthy right now, that's the benefit of it, keeping everybody healthy, and you don't get that many padded days. And back then, it was, you practicing all the time, mostly in pads. It's a completely different era. The game has changed quite a bit, so you adjust as you go.
Through 12 games, Todd, what are you most proud of about this team, and what are you the most frustrated with so far?
I'm proud of the fight that we can compete and be in games every week. Frustrated with not finishing a couple of games off.
Todd, just going back to Brock Bowers and the tight end position, why has it been so tough this year to cover the tight end position, and what are the difficulties with someone like Brock, knowing that it's been a sore spot for the defense this year?
I don't know if it's been tight ends as opposed to it's been the middle of the field from either a zone standpoint or a man standpoint or a bust standpoint from here or there. I don't think it has anything to do with the tight ends. It's about us taking care of us and doing the little things right and being where we're supposed to be. He's a tough cover regardless. He's going to be a tough cover for anybody every week he plays. So we just got to try to contain him and not try. He's going to get some plays. We just can't let him get the yak yards or the big plays.
Would KJ have been able to practice today?
No.
Anything else? Thanks, Coach.
Yeah.
Thanks, I appreciate it.